Hey everyone, Justin Lee Hareld here. I'm at the 50th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards, and I am here with the legend, icon, Mr. A Martinez. How are you tonight?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. I know you are currently starring on The Bay, which I believe is celebrating its 8th season, just premiered?
Yeah, eighth season. Yeah, just premiered on Monday. Yeah, and then once we flip the calendar, everything will be ready. Streamable, all of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when Gregory first approached you to come on The Bay, what was your response? Did you jump immediately?
Well, the first thing that happened to me, I heard of him, and I think we'd had a couple of conversations, but I was incredibly busy, and I just thought, well, I'm still. In fact, right now I'm even busier than I was. But what happened was that Lane Davies from Santa Barbara, who played Mason, he's like a brother to me. He's directed both of my daughters on stage. I just saw him do Lear. I went back a second night because he was just that good. But whatever it was in 2014, he calls me up and he says, "Hey man, do you want to come down to this house over here and it's this internet show and you can yell at me in a scene?" I'm going, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, it's this thing. This guy's got this show. He used to watch Santa Barbara. He loves it. He made a show. I'm on the show, and there's a part you could play, and we could have fun." And I went that night, and I loved it. And I met Gregory that night, and I went, "Okay, this guy has something else going on. It's a labor of love. He's got courage and work ethic forever." So.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a friend of Gregory's. Actually, I was there at the premiere the other night at Burbank, where we sort of kicked off the 8th season and got a sneak peek of it. What was that night like for you?
It was great. It was really great. I got to see that, the 100th episode retrospective where they tributed Jackie and Nikki Coster. I told him afterwards, to me, one of the things I feel best about the show and being involved with it is what he did in giving that character of Sophia to Jackie. I just thought, after all the years of playing Bobby, and she was sort of out there in the cold for a while and then came back, but for her to get another character so different and to just knock it out of the park like she did, I just thought that was, as an actor, I know how much that meant to her, and I just love that he did that for her. Yeah.
Yeah, that tribute was really beautiful to everyone who passed, yeah. And I'll be remiss if we got to talk a little bit about Days, where you started as Eduardo Hernandez.
Yeah.
What was your time like on Days?
Well, I loved it, I think Galen is just an astonishing human being. He's like that dude. Seriously, he's a genius, And so I loved that. I was very, very sorry to sort of have it being nipped in the way it did. Although, I do think it was legit, that Dad just could not let go. He just couldn't get past his wound. But I loved it. It was a great experience to be there. And, Jordy came in and of course, Camila. We had, for a minute, we had a family.
Absolutely. They were building it up, the Hernandez family.
And it seemed really good, you walk down the hallway going in there and look at the show from the back in the day. It took a long time to see a face that wasn't real white. And, you look at the work. I remember later looking back and being aware of McDonald Carey and how great he was. And, I got it. And, of course, then finally Jim Reynolds showed up and broke that down. But it was nice to see them branch out a little bit. I think even though, it's perfectly cool to have shows that are assigned at any particular audience they want to. It's nobody's business but whoever tells the story. But I think given the way the world works these days, if you can find a way to, branch it out a little bit and, show a different strain of the culture, I think everybody benefits. And I was proud that they let me be a part of that.
Absolutely. Well, I think you and Eduardo are sorely missed. If they asked, would you be willing to come back or stop?
Sure, I would. Yeah. I loved it. I loved, I've never had. I feel like in One Life to Live, I made a bad choice about my character and the way I chose to set him up with language. I made it too hard for him to talk English. That was a dumb mistake. But you know, and I think the guy I played in Bold and Beautiful was, you know, never quite knew exactly who he was. But the other ones, you know, GH and Santa Barbara and Days, those were people that I actually came to love. You know, anytime you get a chance to go back and visit someone that you've come to love, it's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I think the show. I think we need to get Eduardo back. We need to get Eduardo back on the show. I think he's surely missed. So, thanks. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jay. Appreciate your time. Yeah.